Good. Aline?
Can you hear me? So my name is Aline. I'm 19 years old. I live in Fortaleza, Ceará, and I'm an accounting student. And
Nice. Michelle? Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle. I live in Rio. I'm 29 years old. I try to improve my English in this platform, and I hope can share words and knowledge with us. Thanks.
Nice. Solon, I pronounced it right?
Yes, good evening. My name is Solon. I am 24 years old. I'm from São Paulo. I am just graduated in an electronic engineering, and yes, that's all.
Good. How about you, Gustavo?
Hello, my name is Gustavo. I'm 25. I live in a small city in Bahia. And I study computer engineering, and I've been here for 3 weeks. That's it.
Okay, good. So I sent the questions, and I think we can pick up someone to read the first question, and then we answer and pick another one. So I think we can make it more dynamic. Okay. Solon, can you start with the first question, please?
Yeah, sure. So let's go. Question number 1. What comes to your mind when you hear the word women? Should I answer or should I ask someone?
No, go ahead. You can answer.
Okay. Wow. When I hear this word, I've never thought about it actually, but I believe I would think of all the women I've met, the closest ones to me, like some friends, my mother, some cousins, and hard workers and always taking care of someone. I have this image when I'm talking about women, So yes, I believe something like this. Should I pick someone else? Okay, I'd like to hear from you, Michelle.
Okay. So when I heard the word woman, I think about I forgot the name of the word. I think about all people in the world, because everybody born through the woman. I don't know if it's correct. So the society is formed through the woman. So for me, it's the begin. It's the beginning of all of the things, all of the world. That's it. What about you, Clodoaldo?
Well, I was thinking about it when I first read the question. So I think when I heard the word women, the first thing that comes to mind is maybe the current issues that they're facing. I mean, basically, for example, nowadays women are expected to work just as men, to work out, to bring money to their homes. But in some relationships, the man still expects the woman to do all the house chores, and that's an issue because women have to work twice compared to men. Well, they have to work at their jobs, and when they come home, sometimes the husband or their boyfriend doesn't really help with the chores, leaving everything to the woman. So That's one of the issues that comes to mind, for me. How about you, Gustavo?
I think about all the women that I know, especially my mother and my aunts, I guess. So I think that they are the base, the foundation of the entire world, you know. So what about you, Aline?
So I think in very strong people because all of the women needs to just the women have pregnancy, and I think it's not easy to have a child. So I think in very strong people.
Yeah, it's very, for me it's very hard question even though I am woman, but it's difficult to think about it because I mean I comes to my mind like my mother, my grandmother, and like Clodoaldo said, a lot of things that woman needs to deal with in a daily basis, and I don't know, it it's many things that comes to my mind when I heard this word. It's a difficult question. Clodoaldo, could you read the second one, please?
Sure. So how would the world be different if all leaders were women? Well, I will answer first. So I don't know, because there are some good male leaders and some bad male leaders. And I'm sure, well, here in Brazil, well, most of our politicians are men, and most of our politicians are corrupt, but it's not exclusive to men. But I think there are more corrupt men politicians because currently we have more men politicians. I think depending on which country you are, to get into power, you end up needing to be a little corrupt as well, because if you don't have support from other politicians, you won't be able to do anything. Your projects won't get passed by Congress, and so it's hard to think if all leaders were women. Maybe I think perhaps, well, no, it wouldn't be the same, because maybe some laws like abortion probably will be easier to get passed in Congress, because there is a saying that if men were the ones who gave birth, we will already have safe abortion procedures too. But things, it's kind of weird actually that a lot of old men are the ones who decide what women should or shouldn't do. So yeah, I think a lot of things will be different. So how about you, Michelle?
It's very difficult, this question, because I believe that we need different leaders, represents different groups. And I think that we need the man and the woman in the power like that, like this. But considering my opinion, as and I am a woman, I think that the world would be different. Like, I think it's world can be more safer without with less war, or I don't know, because uh, I don't know how the history could be if we had leaders, women leaders, but I think it would be less war, because I don't know, I think men it's more I don't know, mainly defined, I don't know. The war is a type of guarantee the security, the life, and I don't know, maybe less war, in my opinion. I don't know. What about you, Solon?
Well, it's hard to think globally, like if all the presidents or all the country leaders were women. But we had a few examples. We had Christina Kirchner in Argentina. We had Dilma Rousseff in Brazil. Angela Merkel in Germany. I so I believe we would have more gender equality. For example, the differences in between wages would not exist. For example, men would earn as much as women, like would be equal. Maybe we would have more laws about taking care of our kids, because nowadays a lot of women don't work because they need to take care of their kids. So I believe maybe it would change, like we would have more places to take care of kids, and so women could work more. And talking about abortion, like Clodoaldo said, it wouldn't be an issue as it is today, I believe. But other than that, I believe it would be mostly the same, because most of the things we see nowadays were constructed during history, So it's not that it happened today, no, it came from a long history. So it would be hard to think in just because we have women in power, the world would be totally different. Of course, having more gender equality is really important, but I believe we would still have the same issues. For example, environment, economics, disequality, and things like that. I believe we would still have these things, but maybe it would be more laws to protect women and to protect, like Michelle said, to be a safer world, But the main problems, I believe, would still exist, like pollution and etc. etc. What about you, Aline?
So I agree with Solon. I think would be a better safe place to the woman to live, and I think the machismo will be reduced because I'll, a few women nowadays still prejudiced against the women, but it's hard to think about this because it's a very very hard situation. I don't imagine all of the leaders in the world just be women, because I think men are good leaders too. It depends of the person, and it's this.
Gustavo, you want to answer?
Uh, I agree with Solon and Aline. I don't have anything else to add. I think that would be different and a better place to live in.
Good. I think the only thing I would add is I think if we had more women in a leadership position, I think we would have less harassment, like sexual abuse, because for a long time, until today, actually, a lot of men thinks they have power of woman and girlfriends and wife, and maybe it wouldn't be like this. I don't know, maybe it would be less. Just a guess, I don't know. Aline, can you read the number 3, right?
Yes. Who are the greatest women in your country's history? Oh my God, it's hard to choose just one. Let me think about this. I don't know specifically in the Brazil, but it exists a lot of women that all of the world knows, like Malala and Frida, but I don't know a specific woman of the Brazil because there's a lot of important women in the history. And how about you, Michelle?
Remember, the names are difficult for me, but in this actual scenario, we can see many leader of companies, like I forgot the name of Magazine Luiza. I don't know the name, but I think this woman try to attend a word like better balance with company and society. I think she don't appear, she don't put the politician in your discussion, is about other things, and I think she's a voice for other women or the the the, the population like this. And I love writers like Clarice Lispector, but I don't know if she born in Brazil. I don't remember very well, but in the we have many singers in the popular music, and it represents your country. Uh, uh, Even if we like or not the music, but we need Anita with I don't know, show Brazil in other countries. So I think we have many nouns in actual scenario represents your country. So that's it. What about you, Clodoaldo?
Well, I was gonna say Anita as well. She's a really, besides being an accomplished singer, she managed to get a international career going on, and there's not a many Brazilian singers who were able to do that. I mean, while American singers get, have most of them have an international career and are famous outside their country, most Brazilian singers are not, except maybe some old ones like Tom Jobim and those older guys from Bossa Nova. And besides her, I think a painter, Tarsila do Amaral, which is a great artist. And there are others artists like Clarice Lispector, Elis Regina, and of course Dilma Rousseff was the first female president of Brazil. I think that's it. How about you, Dai?
Yeah, I think, well, these questions are really difficult to answer because it's hard to think about a unique woman, right? We can think like, if you think about the art and artist, it can be like Tarsila do Amaral, but if you think about politician, although there's a lot of controversies about like politicians, this kind of things, but Dilma was the first president, like woman president. So it's hard to think about only one person. You know, I think yeah, as you said, Aniga is accomplished a lot of things that it's really hard. It's really hard to be famous in the United States, to have interviews there. So I think it's even though you might not like the music, but you need to how can I say it? Like admire the things she has accomplished. And yeah, I think that's it. What do you think, Gustavo?
Yeah, it's a hard question because I don't remember much from my history classes, but I agree with you. And I would say if I had to pick one woman, I think that would be Dilma, because she was the first woman to go to be the president. So what about you, Aline?
I already answered this question.
Oh, sorry. Someone else is missing? Oh, Solon, go ahead.
Yes. Oh, well, you already said Dilma Rousseff, but I believe there is one really famous, Princess Isabel. You know, she abolished the slavery in Brazil. She wrote the letter, like freeing all the slaves. So I believe she's a really important woman in our history. I don't know if she's the most important, but definitely she's one of the top in our history, you know. And wow, yes, I would say singers, but you said like being the last one is the worst thing ever, you know, because everybody said everything. But I would say Princess Isabel, because she did a great work. Yeah.
Awesome. Gustavo, can you read the? I don't remember. It's
Yeah, the number
fourth.
4. Yeah. What do you think about feminism? I don't know. I don't know how to explain, you know. I know that it exists and we have to support it. I just don't know how to explain, you know. I don't know much about it. So anyone else wants to answer, Michelle?
I believe that it's important we have movements interesting in a better life for woman. But I don't believe in extreme movements or use violence or radicalism. I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's very important the movements that make do things to better the life of the woman. I believe that simple and small actions like helps other women to getting money, I don't know, or I don't know, write and improve your education, things like that. That it's more important and more effective than annulment and uh, uh, a movement, an arm of movement. Feminism for me is actions, effective actions to contribute a better life for women. What about you, Solon?
Well, I believe it's a good thing to have feminists because, as you said, Michelle, they fight for equality. They fight for women rights, and this is really important because, as we were discussing previously, we have all of our politicians are men, and men just think about men rights. So it's really important to have feminism in our society. And feminism is not like a political thought, it's more about a society thought. It's like having equal rights, having less violence against women. And these things are really important. Like you don't need to say I am a feminist, but if you are fighting for these things, you are a feminist. So I believe it's an important movement, and it's the day that we won't need to use feminism anymore is the day that our society is equal already. So I believe, well, I don't know if we are going to get there, but I hope so one day. And I don't know, Dai, what about you?
Well, I think it's very important, and I think we do need this kind of movement to change the society, to change the way we live. Of course, there's a lot of extreme attitudes like this. As always, as any movement, anything that we think about it, that you have a community, we have people together, we are going to see bad things and or things that you don't agree. But I mean, the feminists, like the two women have the same opportunity to have the same salary, like the income, this kind of things. I think it's very important, and I think that's the way we can change the way we live and the way we think, because sometimes even you, like me, I am a woman, but sometimes I have a machismo, the pronunciation, I'm not sure, but some things that I grew up like this, and sometimes I need to change myself. So I think it's really, really important. And Clodoaldo, what do you think?
I think it's an important movement and necessary. Although things are a lot better nowadays than they were uh, a lot of years ago, we still have some issues that only women face. For example, in a job interview, if you're a woman, they will ask you, not every company, but some of them will ask you, do you have kids? Are you married? Are you intending to get married? Do you intend to have kids in the future? If you have kids in the future, who are they going to stay with while you work? So a lot of companies use that as to disqualify the women from that position. And it still seems and sometimes the recruiter is a woman as well, so it's kind of absurd. So it's still necessary. Or for example, in cases of sexual harassment, people say, well, look at what she was wearing, she was asking to be harassed. So yeah, the feminism is necessary just as for political movement, as a political movement, to pass laws that will benefit women, but also to change our mentality. I think our default mentality, because we still have some ingrained thoughts in our minds that kind of encourages that kind of behavior. Or for example, you see a beautiful woman in the street, there are some men who will catcall her. And as a man, is an issue I don't have to face. Only a woman can tell how it feels. So, and some men think it's okay. They think it's like, oh no, it's just a compliment. Yes, they think it's normal. So it's important to change that mentality. It will take some time because they were raised that way by their fathers, or they were influenced by their male friends, and it's hard to change our habits. But I think it will get better with given time. So how about you? So Dai, have you spoken already? Yes, so Gustavo.
Me too.
So Aline?
Oh, okay. I totally agree with all of you guys. said, and I think feminism it's necessary for a better world for women because uh, uh, it's important uh, women rights and for women have a better place to live with less inequality and more gender equality, and for women to be respected in our world too.
Good, good. So, Michelle, have you read?
Sorry?
Have you read the question? Can you read
Yes, the
the
five
number
answers.
5?
Yes, yes. What important things should men know about feminism? I think the important things is about better conditions because we have I don't know if this is the word disbalance. I don't know. There's no balance with some some things, some habits, as Clodoaldo said. Woman works two times outside because if woman don't work, if woman there's no job, there's nowadays it's impossible to keep a family, to keep a house, and there are the house houseworks. So the women are very, I don't know the name, sobrecarregado. It's exhausted. I've I think the word is exhausted because I'm a woman and I have a better condition than my mother, than my sister, and I am exhausted. Work and take care of my house, but imagine with child, if another things, uh, I can feel the tired of the other woman. So I the most important thing for me is every person to understand that women are exhausted, and women exhausted create kids less, um, not less, but we can a better society if the education can be shared, kids better, um, better for the world. I think the impact is uh, higher, and I can suppose, but if a woman not exhausted, the things are better, in my opinion. So that's it. What about you, Aline?
So I think it's important to all of the people and not just men to know that feminism is not for put the women in a high level than men. It's about equality, and it's about to have the same rights and the same opportunities than men have in our society.
Gustavo, what do you think?
I think that men should know about the small things that women are like asking. So especially respect for their women, and I guess that's it. I didn't think before. Sorry. What about you, Solo?
Wow. It's a hard thing because I really don't know what I should know. But I believe what's common sense, for example, like Aline said, that we need equality is not about one being superior to the other. You know, it's just about having the same opportunities. Like I know, at least I don't know about you guys, but at least my mother, she used it to work at two turns. For example, she had her job, and when she got home, she had to work again for the house. You know, and it shouldn't be like that. You need to work, and when you come home, you need to help because it's not a woman's duty to do the daily chores. So I believe that what men should know is just common sense. Like all the problems the women have, they have because we don't divide the tasks. They have because we think we are superior, or just because we impose ourselves as superiors. Because most of people think they own the other person, like girlfriends or wives, and it's not like that. It's like you are partners. You know, you don't own the other person. You're partners. You need to do things like the best way possible and not overwhelm the other person just because she's a woman. Yes. I don't know what else. I believe just die. Can you answer?
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I think I personally I read a lot like men say understand it like a war, war, woman against men, and it's not about this. It's about have the same rights and have similar opportunities. So yeah, I think you guys have said everything, and I think Clodoaldo hasn't answered.
Well, I agree with all of you guys. And also, I think it's important that men should know that feminism is not about getting revenge on men, as many seem to think. It's just about getting equal opportunities and equal rights for women. And I think it's important also to know that as feminism usually talks about gender expectations, that it can benefit men as well. For example, as men, we are not expected to talk about our emotions. We are usually raised to like, hey, you shouldn't cry, boys don't cry, just suck it up. And as a result, we end up getting a lot of pent up emotions inside of us. And sometimes that can lead to, it can blow all out at once. And that can lead to aggressions. And for example, at any moment, for example, during traffic jams, it can make men go berserk for stupid reasons, and all because we don't really talk about emotions. We don't express our emotions. We tend up to keep it all inside, and then when we cannot keep it all inside anymore, we just burst. So it's important to talk about that. And if we stop expecting men to be like that, maybe we'll get better with time. And that's it.
So guys, I will jump into number 7 because we are running all the time, and just for us to have a quick answer. So Gustavo, what the meaning for you the words girl power?
I think it is about empowering the women, and like they need to have, I forgot the word, like they need to see other women in positions of power, to feel like they can do as well. the other thing that usually is not normal for them because of our society. And I guess that's all. What about you, Aline?
Oh, let me think about this. It's a hard question, but I think when I hear, hear the this word girl power, I think in the power of the woman, because they have nowadays the women have a lot of rights, and that a lot of evolution if we compare with the past decades. And I think the girl power means this, the actions, and it's what the women are capable of doing a lot of things, and that's it.
Aldo, you want to answer?
Well, I think it's about women being independent. When I think about girl power, for example, then, and in a lot of contexts, for example, that a woman don't need a man to be happy. They don't need to get married to be happy. If they don't want to, that they can go for a career, for their professional careers. They don't need to stay at home or to have children if they don't want to, and that they can do things by themselves, that they don't need a man to explain them how to do stuff. I think that's about it. How about you, Solon?
Well, I believe it's totally related with women taking places that are traditionally men's place. You know, for example, let's say scientists. We don't have as many women scientists as we have men. We don't have as many women mathematicians or programmer as we have men. You know, and this is changing over the years. We can see that, but I believe that just the girls wanting to have these places and occupying these places, this is girl power, you know, meaning that they're independent and they don't need someone to tell, oh, go do that because this is a woman job. It's not like that, you know. Girl power is like doing what you want because you want to do it, not because someone told you to do so. I believe it's something like that. I believe we have Michelle, maybe. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with all of us. For me, it's about what do the things that women want, not the society want, like that. I think it's more about encourage the woman, use your power to to do things that women want, not the society want, as I said. For me, it's it.
Awesome. Good. So everybody's coming back now. I think there's some guys left, but okay. So Igor, it was your first time. How was the conversation? What did you think?
I like a lot. I think it's a good dynamic to talk, to express, and think about different things. We are not family. We is a dynamic for talk about things we don't be familiarized. Okay.
Yeah, good. It's a difficult topic to discuss, right?
Yes, yes. But I think it's a good topic and I like to talk about.
Good. Silvio, how about you? What do you think?
I liked the class very much. It's my first time here, and I liked the methodology. I thought it was similar to a methodology that I was used to in a very traditional course that I have studied. So I liked it very much.
Good, nice. Let me ask you one more person, Monica. How was the conversation?
Sorry, what you said?
How was the conversation? What do you think?
Oh, the conversation was good. It's more productive conversation. I'm not well today, but I love the conversation. I love the new people. I love to know Thais, Andel. It's a good conversation.
Good, awesome. So guys, I will send the link, the YouTube here. So go there, subscribe to the channel, like the video. And sorry, I was kind of nervous because it's I think my second or my third time here as a host. But hope you guys have enjoyed it. And I really appreciate you all. And yeah, that's it. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Thank you, Dai. Bye bye.